This is Irontrader, and this is midday trading. So we're going to take a look here at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. But first of all, take a look here at Apple and NVDA. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy selling stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, here we have Apple. Here we have NVIDIA. Now you can see here how the rally is starting to fade here. The NASDAQ futures were up 248, 250 this morning, something on that order here. Now you're only up there 35. The Dow's up 89, and the actual NASDAQ is up like 12. She's starting to fade off. So this is what I've been trying to tell you here for the last couple weeks here. Nothing is solved, okay? It's going to be tariffs on, tariffs off, tariffs on, until we get some kind of a solution here. And you're going to have 90 days of this here. So let's just see how this is all going to shake out. So what you do is you buy and then you sell into these rallies. That is the key. Okay, let's take a look here at Apple. All right. So obviously we went up higher, okay? We left this gap here, which I never like, but we got as high today as 212.94 level, okay? So that isn't really too bad here. We never made it up here to that 50-day, and now you can see here where we lost that 21-day, and now she's coming down. So downside here, we want to watch today's low. That is 201.79. There's your gap. And then look at the top of this candle here, 199.54. There's your fill. Gap, fill. And then your key level that you need to hold is this 191.96 level. That is your 8-day simple moving average here, okay? Now, realistically, to get this going here, you really have to get it close above this 21-day at that 208.98. Then we can look at today's high, that 212 level. And then we can start running up here, maybe to the bottom of this candle here, where you have 216. Okay, you got 218. We'll come up here. You got 221, and then we're going to be heading for that 223 area here on that 50 SMA here. But right now, it looks like the rally is coming apart here. So just watch that gap in that fill in that 8-day on the old Apple. Okay, NVIDIA, same thing. Now you can see here, you look at NVIDIA's chart, see we have a high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and now lower high again. And what we made here for a high today so far? We got as high as 114.29, but we're looking for the top of this candle here at 115.10, okay? That was going to be your resistance level. Now, if you get above that, then your target's going to be that 50-day at 118.88, and then we're going to look at this price channel here at 112.89 level, okay? But right now, you can see here, we couldn't even make it here to the top of this candle, and we're coming off here. Now, we're just close here. Let me see. We are below this 21-day here right now. That's what we need to get to close it back above is that 110.85. If that's lost here, what we do looking at today's low, that 109 area, then we're going to be looking here at that 107.48, and then we're going to come right down here, 104.15, which we really need to hold. Now, you can see how the 8-day came down, but now it's leveled right off. So I think this is going to be a good support level if it comes down to this area right here. But again, upside, just look at the top of this candle. This is going to be big resistance, 115.10, and then we head right for that 50-day at that 118.88, and then 122.89, which will be your price channel here, which is basically just the top of that candle. Okay, so right now, just sell into these rallies. That's the key. Okay, let's take a look here now at Bitcoin. Okay, here we have Bitcoin, your daily chart. Now you can see here what's happening is okay. So we popped up here, but we left like a topping tail here situation, and that's never a good look, okay? Because here it is, see? Topping tail, not a good look. What happens, okay? Bottoming tail, see what happens? She rises up. Look at this, not good. So what we need to do is it has to hold this key level right here. This is that 21-day at roughly 84,000, okay? Now that's lost here. You're going to come to this 8-day at 81,875. And if that's lost, then we're going to come right here. We're looking for that 79.04 level right here, and that is going to be your 200 SMA here, okay? So now on the upside, well, what we want to do is we look at today's high, looking at 86.45, and then realistically, your big target up here is going to be that 50-day at 88.270, and then we have the price channel right above that at 89.20 level. But we got to see how this all shakes out. The key is it has to close above this 21-day and this 8-day. Again, this is trading the same way as stocks are. You have to buy this down low and sell into these rallies here, because right now we don't know if these rallies are going to last. Now, over the weekend, the T-Man came out. He's going to, not put the tariffs on phones, and on chips and on TVs and any kind of like that electronic stuff. But again, is it going to hold? Is it going to last? When you have these big rally days up here, first thing, sell into those rallies here, because obviously they're not holding. Okay, let's take a look here at crude oil and at natural gas. Okay, here we have crude oil, here we have natural gas. Now, we take the old crude oil here first. You can see where it popped up nicely, made a nice higher height in Fridays. But look at here, this 8-day. Now, this morning you watched the video. This 8-day is everything, okay? 61.70 on a closing basis, not just a pop and drop, okay? So upside here, you're looking at 170, and then we can go to today's highs next at that 62.68. Then we'll come up to the top of this candle at 62.93, and then we'll come up here. You're looking at 63.34, and then the key level is going to be right here is the 65.22 level, okay? We had that nice double bottom, ran on up here, but that was the nice low here. Now that's going to become very big resistance. Okay, so we look at that 65.22. If you get above that, well, everything's lined right up here. You got your 21-day at 66.28, your 50-day 68.30, 70.05, your 100-day, and your 200-day at 71.99. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, but you got to get above the 8-day in order to hit that. Now, downside, we obviously want to look to today's low here so far, 60.95, but really what you're watching is Friday's low. That's the key, 59.43. We lose that, you're going to come right here, 58.76, and then we're going to come down here at 57.88, and then we have your big retest here at 55.12. Now, remember, a crude oil here, it's rising here a little bit here on what's going on with Iran. If you're going to bomb Iran, you're going to be at war with Iran, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, but just remember, you're coming also into seasonality here, okay, for the oil. However, now just remember, OPEC is going to start May 1st, start dumping on about 410 million barrels a day onto the market here. Those are those volunteer cuts. So I think you're going to be an equalizer. I don't think you're going to have these big ups and downs. I think it's going to be more like a sideways trading action here, okay? That's what I think it is. But again, if we lose this 55.12, then that 50-day is going to be at $50 is going to be a nice big target, possibly even down to 47, okay? So don't get too excited here, unless there's got to be a catalyst to take us all up to here to these levels. But right now, just sideways action. So watch that 8-day. You need to close above. Then we got a shot at that 65.22 and possibly that 21-day. If not, it's going to go lower. That's just reality. Okay, natural gas, well, kind of pretty much a nothing burger. But just remember, natty gas right now is in the shoulder season. There's really nothing here. You know, it's warm here where I am. You don't need the heat on anymore. The ski resorts finally shut down here. So, it is what it is, okay? But however, natural gas here, if you have a hot summer, natural gas will be back in play. LNG, that's always a good play. A lot of oil companies getting into the LNG market here. But right now, it's shoulder season, so there's really a whole lot of nothing. As you can see, a sideways action. Now, you can see here we rallied up today. We got the 361, but we then couldn't even make it to that 366 level, and that was the key. Okay, that was the key. So we're looking for the bottom of this candle at 360. We got 361. That was your resistance, and pulled right back. Now, what we're watching on the downside is we watching that Friday's low, that 339, and then this retest right here of that 333. That's lost. What you do is we just come right here to the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 329, and then we look at 323, and then we're looking at 316. There's your gap, 311. There's your fill, and then we have your big target down here at 304. Upside, very simple. This is your resistance level, okay? 366, okay? You get above that, 369. You get above that, you got 386, your 21-day, and then we have your 50-day at 389 level. But you got to get through that 8-day. Right now, it's not looking too good. See this candle? Where to go? Into the 8-day. Where to go? Into the 8-day. Into the 8-day, and nothing. All the way back on down. Okay, green below your red shows momentum to the downside. This here is not oversold. This could come all the way down to that 200-day and still be probably not oversold yet. Okay, so two-way trade. Okay, KOLD for the short, UNG for the long. Okay, on crude oil, UCO for the long, SCO for the short, working great. Don't be afraid. Two-way trade. If you don't like to trade long and short, you just say you're a long trader. You know what I'm saying? Just sit on your hands, wait for the opportunity, like we had here. Okay, that was the opportunity. Now, right now we have no opportunity. This is just sideways action. Okay, that's all I got for you. I'll be back here after the old pit close. Take a look at Bitcoin, crude oil, natural gas. And then we always throw something else in the old market. Now, because look at here. NVDA now is turning red. Not good. Amazon is red. Meta's red. Microsoft is red. Apple is only up 4 points now here. So, yeah, the market is turning. You sell into these rallies until you don't. Okay, trade what's in front of you, not what you want.